This is your next chapter. This is your time to rise. You have carried wisdom. You have walked through change. You have built through seasons with courage, faith, and grace. Now the door is opening. Now the path is clear. Step into your purpose. Your future starts right here. Elevate your vision. Elevate your voice. Build with faith and wisdom. Stand strong in your choice. This is your next chapter. This is your time to rise with clarity and courage. Your legacy comes alive. Elevate pathways. The next chapter starts now. Ooh. Elevate pathways. This is your next chapter. This is your time to rise.
Can somebody say that today, that this is your next chapter, that this is definitely your time to rise? I want to welcome you on today. I am Dr. Rose White. Today, I actually want to speak to the leader. I want to speak to the entrepreneur, the coach, the minister, the author, the one that is getting attention, but you're not yet seeing the sales, the signups. You're not seeing the book purchases that you had expected. You know, the issue may not be your gift. It may be the trust path. And so before people buy, they need to understand who you are, what you help them to solve, and what step to take next. Today, we're going to talk about why trust converts before sales. We're going to look at why people may click, they might watch, they might visit, they may even browse, but still they won't take the next step. And then we're going to make that path very simple. My goal today is not to push you into pressure. My goal is to help you see how trust is built, how clarity helps people act, and actually how your next chapter can become easier to explain, easier to follow, and definitely easier to support. So I want you to stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to give you a clear next step. You're going to be able to join the Elevate Pathways letter, get the next chapter framework book, subscribe to my Substack, and even register for the upcoming August the 21st, 2026 webinar so that you can keep building with structure. So now let's move from where we was. And let's begin to think about some things, because today's focus is very simple. Getting attention is not the same as building trust. A person can see your posts, they can click on your links, they can watch part of your videos, visit your store, or even they might even tell you, hey, I like what you're doing. Still, they're not ready to buy. And that can feel, let me tell you, very discouraging when you're working hard, you're creating content. Do I have any witnesses out there today? You're sharing your book, you're preparing your next chapter, you're building it. But I want you to hear this very clearly. Attention is not failure. Attention is the first door. The issue is what happens after the door opens. And so today I want to help you think like a wise builder, not a worried seller. We're going to look at why people may watch, but they won't buy. We're going to talk about what buyers need before they actually act. And then we're going to look at how to guide people toward the next right step without sounding pushy, desperate, or in many cases, just unclear. So, for this particular broadcast, the next right step is important. I want people to join the Elevate Pathways letter on my Substack channel. I want you, of course, to purchase my new book called The Next Chapter Framework. Then like, subscribe, share this channel, and register for the August 21st webinar. But you know what? Before all those actions happen, you need to have a reason to trust the path. So this matters. This matters. Let's name the hidden problem. See, visits are not buyers. Clicks are not commitment. Likes are not trust. Again, I say this matters because many gifted leaders get discouraged just too early. You may say, you know, people are visiting my store, but they ain't buying. People are seeing all these posts that I'm making all over the place, but they're not joining my list. People are watching, but they're not registering for the webinar. Now, that does not always mean that the offer is wrong. What it may mean is that that trust bridge is just not strong enough yet. And so a buyer often needs more than a link. They need meaning. They need context. They need to understand why this matters right now. They need to see themselves in the message. They need to believe the next step is actually safe, is useful, and guess what? It's worth their time. And so today I'm not going to blame the buyer. I'm not going to blame the platform because sometimes we do that. I'm not going to say the book is not valuable, but instead I'm going to ask, where does the bridge need to be stronger? See, there's a different way to lead. Wise leaders do not panic when people pause. Wise leaders, they improve the path. And so before people buy, they answer 3 trust questions in their mind. And they may not say these questions out loud, but you know what? They're asking them. The first question is, who are you? This is not only about your name. This is about where to place you. Are you a coach, a consultant? Are you a teacher? Are you a minister, a business strategist? Are you an author? And the answer can include several roles, but the public message has to make sense to them. Second thing is, what do you solve? People need to hear their real problems in your words, not just a whole bunch of big language, not just inspiration. And we hear a lot of that. But people want to know, what is this for me? Is this for me? She understands where I am. He knows what I'm trying to fix. But the third question that people ask is, what step is next? This is where many people lose the sale. They lose the sign up. They might lose the registration. They give the audience too many doors. Anybody have a witness? Put that in. That's me. Put that down in the description box. That was me. Too many doors to go through. Join this. Buy watch this, book that, follow here, click there. It's just amazing with all of the things that comes up, you know. And what happens is a confused buyer usually waits. A clear buyer can act. So from this point forward, we want our content to answer those three questions. Who am I? What do I help you solve? And what is your next wise step? Now, here is the path: attention, understanding, confidence, action. Looking at those words, attention means people see you. Maybe they see the video title. Maybe they see a short clip. Maybe they hear your voice. That's the first door. See, understanding then means they can explain what you do and why it matters. If a person cannot explain what you offer, they usually will not buy it. The third thing is confidence, which means they believe the next step fits them. And this is where trust starts to grow. They begin to say, I think this is what I need. I think this person can help me. I think this book may speak to my situation. That fourth area is action. That's the final step. That's when people now join the letter, they buy the book, register for the webinar, they book a session, or they share the episode. See, when action is not happening, we've got to ask where the path is weak. Are we getting attention but not creating understanding? Are we creating understanding but we're not building confidence? Are we building confidence but not making the next step clear? So let's look at where the path often breaks. One place is too many offers at one time. When every message has 5 different next steps, people can become interested but inactive. They don't know which door to walk through first. Another place is all these long links with no clear reason to click. See, a link by itself ain't a message. The audience needs to know why the link matters. Another place is there's no simple bridge from content to purchase. If I teach about trust, then I need to show why the next chapter framework is part of the trust path. If I teach about clarity, which I teach a lot about, then I need to show why the book helps people clarify their purpose, their plan, and that next step. But then there's another break, which is not inviting people to join the list often enough. The mailing list is important because it gives us a direct relationship with the audience beyond YouTube, beyond Facebook, Instagram, beyond TikTok, LinkedIn, or any platform. And then another break is there's not enough proof that the book solves today's pain. People don't need only the title. They need to understand what life or business problem the book helps them face. So the fix is not more pressure. The fix is a clearer bridge. So the first trust builder is a clear promise. And a clear promise tells the right person, this is for me. And this helps me move forward. That does not mean we make unrealistic promises. It means we speak plainly enough that the audience can recognize the help being offered. For the next chapter framework, the promise is this. If you are rebuilding your life, your business, your leadership, or your calling, this framework gives you a faith-based path for clarity, for capacity, for structure, for strategy, for sustainability, and for legacy. That's clear. It names the season. It names the need. It names the path. When you are building trust, do not make people guess. Name the person. Name the pain. Name the promise. Name the path. So the person may be a woman in a second act season. The pain may be confusion, transition, disappointment, or starting again. So the promise is not that everything changes overnight. The promise is that there is a clear path. The path is the framework. Clarity builds trust because people cannot follow what they do not understand. Now, the second trust builder is consistent proof. When I say proof, I don't only mean testimonials. Testimonials, let me just say, they're very helpful. But proof can also be the quality of the teaching. Proof can be the clarity of the framework. Proof can be a simple checklist that helps somebody take one step right now, today. Proof can be a story that makes somebody say, hey, she understands my situation. When someone listens to this broadcast, when they read the Elevate Pathway letter on Substack, or they attend the webinar, I want them to feel the same thing, that this is clear, this is grounded, this can help me move forward. That is how a book becomes easier to purchase. The book is not sitting by itself. The content around it is showing why the book matters. So every week, the teaching becomes proof. If I teach on clarity, I can connect it to the clarity pillar that's in the book. If I teach on capacity, I can connect it to not building beyond your strength. If I teach on structure, I can connect it to the practical need for order in a new chapter. Proof does not have to be loud. It must be clear. It must be repeated. It must be useful. Now, the third trust builder is one clear next step. This is where we have to be disciplined. When we have many offers, many platforms, many ideas, when there are many links, it's easy to give the audience too much at once. But a clean call to action helps people act without confusion. So for this season, the path is simple. First, join the Elevate Pathways letter on my Substack. That allows me to keep serving you with practical tools, with faith-filled encouragement and business building insight. Second, get the next chapter framework. The digital download is available right now. You can order it through PayHip. The paperback is available on Amazon. This gives you the framework in your hands. Third, attend the webinar on August 21st, 2026. That webinar is going to help you understand the framework more deeply and take the next step with more clarity. Fourth, if you are ready for deeper support, book a strategy season. Book that session right now. But every episode should not push all four with the same weight. One message, one main next step, one clear bridge. So this is the larger path behind today's teaching. The next chapter framework is not just a book title. It is a faith-based leadership path for people who are rebuilding with wisdom and structure. The 6 pillars are clarity, capacity, structure, strategy, sustainability, and legacy. Clarity asks, where am I now? What is God calling me to build next? Capacity asks, what can I carry in this season without breaking down or building beyond my strength? Structure asks, what systems, routines, and support do I need so the vision can stand? Strategy asks, what is the wise plan for moving forward? Sustainability asks, how do I keep going without burning out, drifting, or losing focus? Legacy asks, What am I building that will outlive this season and bless others? See, when people understand the framework, the book is easier to value. It is not just something to read, it is something to work through. It's a guide for the person who knows there is more ahead, but needs a path to walk it out. So before we move into the second half, I want to pause for a resource note. From time to time, I will share tools that support your growth, your systems, your content, and your business operations. Some of those tools may include affiliate links. That means I may receive a commission if you choose to purchase through my link at no extra cost to you. I only share tools that fit the purpose of the content and help you move forward wisely. So, today's featured tool is Gamma. Gamma can help creators, coaches, consultants, teachers, pastors, business leaders turn ideas into polished teaching slides, into presentations, into training visuals. Now, here is why that matters for today's topic. Trust is not only built by what you say, not in the least little bit. Trust is also shaped by how clearly people can follow the message. When your teaching is organized, when your slides are clean, when your ideas flow in order, people can receive the message with less confusion. Now, that does not mean that the tool replaces your voice. The tool supports the voice. For somebody who is building webinars, courses, digital products, and YouTube teaching content, a tool like Gamma can help speed up the visual side. So take a screenshot of the link that is here. If you choose to explore it, the link is also going to be in the description. And so with that, let's go ahead and let's continue with the larger audience journey. This is the path we are building. Watch, subscribe, join the letter, get the book, and attend the webinar. See, YouTube is the front door. That's where people may first discover the message. A short clip may get a person's attention. A full episode may help people understand your voice. A live or recorded teaching may help them feel connected. But YouTube is not the only destination. The email list is the relationship. When someone joins the Elevate Pathways letter, I can continue serving them beyond one video. I can send tools, reflections, business building insight, and webinar invitations directly. The book now becomes the first paid yes. It is a lower risk step than a larger program or strategy session, but it still creates commitment. Then the webinar deepens the trust. See, a webinar gives people more teaching, more context, more support. That's why you're seeing lots of people today running webinars and workshops, because it builds, it gives more support. And this is why we're not just posting. We are building a pathway. Content should guide the viewer to the next wise step. And so the book should become the first paid step because it gives the audience a clear and meaningful way to act. Not everybody is ready for a strategy session. Not everybody is ready for a program. Not everyone is ready to talk about a larger investment. But many people are ready to take a smaller step if they understand the value. And so the next chapter framework is that step. The digital download is available right now on PayHip. The paperback is also available on Amazon. The book gives you, the reader, the framework in your hands. It helps readers begin to understand the language of clarity, capacity, structure, strategy, sustainability, and legacy. It prepares you for the webinar. It helps people come into the conversation with a stronger foundation. And this matters. See, when someone buys the book and receives value, trust grows. They're no longer just watching from the outside. They've taken a step into the path. So if you're listening today and you know that you are in a rebuilding season, start with the book. Don't just admire the idea of a next chapter. Put the framework in your hands and begin to walk through it. Here is what changes this week. The goal is not just to publish. The goal is to guide. That means every episode that you will see here needs that main message. Not 5 different messages. One clear teaching that has a focus that serves the audience and supports a larger brand path. Every episode needs one clear call to action. And in this season, that call to action will often be to join the Elevate Pathways letter, purchase the book, or register for the August 21 webinar. Every episode connects to one flagship. For those of you that are listening today and you're building something major, every episode should connect to one flagship. Some episodes that is here will support the next chapter framework. Some are going to prepare the audience for the wave of now and beyond. Some will point toward oil and order. Some will build authority for our Pathways Legacy press. But every long teaching should create 5 short clips that lets one message multiply without starting from zero every single day. And every week should build a bridge back to the mailing list, back to the book. This is how we move from random visibility to a clear audience pathway. So this episode, it can become 5 short form clips, and you'll be seeing that. This is how we multiply one message without burning out. Clip 1 is the quote. It's the attention. See, that clip can stop the scroll because many people are getting views, but they're not getting conversions. Clip 2 is the statement. The issue may be the trust path. That speaks directly to the person who feels confused because people are watching, but they're not buying. Clip 3 teaches the 3 things that buyers need before they buy. Who are you? What do you solve? What step is next? Clip 4 explains the book as the first paid step. That gives the audience a low-risk way to move from watching to acting. Clip 5 invites people to join the letter and get the book. See, shorts are not the whole strategy. Shorts create discovery. The full episode builds trust. The mailing list deepens the relationship. The book creates commitment. The webinar moves people further into the path. So I want to speak directly to the rebuilder for a moment. Come in real close and listen. You may be in a season where one chapter closed before you were ready. You may be rebuilding after loss, transition, health challenges, business delay, ministry shift, disappointment, or a season where life just simply changed. I want you to hear this clearly. You're not too late. You're not starting from nothing. You are carrying wisdom. You are carrying lived experience. You are carrying lessons that cannot be learned quickly. But wisdom still needs a path. A gift still needs structure. A message still needs a bridge. A book still needs a buyer journey. A business still needs a simple next step. And that is why the next chapter framework matters. It's not about pretending everything has been easy. It is about beginning again with what God has already placed inside of you. If this is speaking to you, I don't want you to only feel encouraged. I want you to take a step. Join the Elevate Pathways letter. Get the book. Register for the August 21st webinar. Let this be the season where you stop circling the next chapter and begin walking in it. And so now I want to make the next step very simple. Do not try to do everything at once. Choose your first step. If you want weekly encouragement, practical tools, and business building insight, join the Elevate Pathways letter. That's the relationship path. If you know you're rebuilding and need a faith-based leadership pathway, get the next chapter framework. The digital download, again, is available right now on PayHip. Right now, the paperback is available on Amazon. That's the first paid step. If you want to go deeper with the framework, register for the August 21st webinar. That's the teaching path. If you want a central place to connect with the next chapter pathway, use the next chapter hub. This is how trust grows, not through pressure, but through a clear path. Choose the step that matches where you are right now. Then take it today. Take that step right now, today. Go ahead, someone, go ahead and take clips right now. Join today. So the next deeper step is the August 21st, 2026 webinar for the next chapter framework. The webinar is for the leader, the entrepreneur, the coach, the minister, the author, the second act professional who knows something is shifting and need a clear path forward. In the webinar, we're going to walk through the framework more intentionally. We're going to talk about clarity, capacity, structure, strategy, sustainability, and legacy. We are going to look at how those pillars apply when you are rebuilding your life, your business, your leadership, or your calling. This is why I want you to register now. Don't wait until you feel fully ready. The purpose of the webinar is to help you to become clearer. So use the QR code or the Eventbrite link. The link also will be in the description and pinned comment. Register for this event, this webinar that will be held August the 21st. Make sure that you bring your notebook. Come with a mindset that I'm ready to think, to pray, to plan, and to take one wise next step. And so now I want to invite you to get the book today. The next chapter framework is a faith-based life and leadership pathway for women who are ready to begin again. Now we say women, but there can be multitudes of men as well that you're saying, you know what? I'm ready to start over. I'm ready to do something new. This book walks you through a process of recognizing where you are, releasing what you cannot carry forward, rebuilding with wisdom, rediscovering purpose, and believing again for what is still ahead. See, the digital download is available right now. Go to PayHip. You can scan the QR code or you can use the PayHip link in the description. The paperback book is also available on Amazon. If you are getting value from this teaching, the book is the next wise step. It gives you a way to keep working after this episode ends. It helps you move from inspiration into reflection, into structure, into action. So I'm asking you directly today, get the book. Don't put it off. No one should be wondering, what do I need to do? Go ahead, get that book right now. Don't just listen to the idea of the next chapter. Put the framework in your hands and begin walking it out. So it is here. Go ahead and scan that QR code. Get that digital download right now or order the book. You will be blessed. And so as we close, I want you to remember this. The next chapter does not require confusion. It requires clarity. It requires structure and one wise next step. Today, we talked about why trust converts before sales. We talked about why attention is not enough by itself. We talked about the trust path, attention, understanding, confidence, and action. We talked about the 3 questions buyers ask. Who are you? What do you solve? And what step is next? Now I want you to take your next wise step. Join the Elevate Pathways letter. Get the next chapter framework. Register for the August 21st webinar. Subscribe, like, and share this episode with another leader who is rebuilding and needs clarity. Join the Elevate Pathways letter there at DrRoseMWhite.substack.com. Again, that's DrRoseMWhite.substack.com. And get the next chapter framework digital download right now at PayHip. That's payhip.com/B/8LRC3. The paperback is also available on Amazon. All of these links will be down below in the comment section. You do not have to figure out your next chapter alone. Start with the letter, get the book, then join me for the next free webinar. That's right, that next free webinar. And so I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. DrRoseMWhite, and I believe your next chapter deserves clarity, structure, faith, and wise action. If this episode helped you, subscribe to the channel. Share it with another leader. Join the Elevate Pathways letter. Get the next chapter framework and register for the August 21st webinar. The next chapter is now, and I'll see you in the next episode.
This is your next chapter. This is your time to rise. You have carried wisdom. You have walked through change. You have built through seasons with courage, faith, and grace. Now the door is opening. Now the path is clear. Step into your purpose. Your future starts right here. Elevate your vision. Elevate your voice. Build with faith and wisdom. Stand strong in your choice. This is your next chapter. This is your time to rise with clarity and courage. Your legacy comes alive. Elevate pathways. The next chapter starts now. Ooh. Elevate pathways. This is your next chapter. This is your time to rise.